Hello, welcome to hello and welcome to the far side of the moon. No, just kidding, just kidding. That's a quote from Shine, which is a series that started this week. Uh, Welcome to the BL Week in Review. I am your host, BL Songbird, and we are live on the BL Express YouTube channel. So don't forget to like this episode, comment, not just live comments, but after the show is over, leave a comment. And then if you haven't yet, subscribe to their channel. Also, there's a link in the description to my channel, so if you'd like to describe to that as well, you can subscribe. I can talk the English well, I promise. Anyway, okay, so this live is set up in a Q&A format, and that basically means that audience participation is welcome. The live chat is full of fun, so if you enjoy chatting with everybody, don't forget to join us there. A reminder that this show will have a spoiler section to it. We're going to kind of do an overview of the BL Week in Review first, and then once that's done, I will open it up to spoilers and we can chat about everything in a little bit more of a personal, private kind of way. And then, yeah, so welcome everybody. Hi. Good to see you all. Hopefully the chat takes off soon. It's kind of quiet there today. It's okay though. Anyway, I wanted to do a couple of shout outs first. The first one is that over on my Patreon account, I am reviewing The Bangkok Boy. We're going episode by episode, and normally, those episodes are behind a paywall, but episode 1 is available to everybody who signs up, even free members get to watch that one. And actually, I would love everybody's opinion and advice about episode 1. I don't know, the insecurities run rampant sometimes in all of this when you don't get any feedback and you're just posting into the unknown. And I want to see if how I did it is cool or not. I've gotten a little bit of feedback, and I'm super appreciative of Asul, who gave me some feedback on that episode and shared some really positive commentary. But yeah, I want to make sure that I'm doing things that enhance people's viewing experiences. Because at the end of the day, I think that's my primary goal is to enhance your viewing experience. So yeah, check out the very first episode of The Bangkok Boy over on my Patreon. There's my shout out. Okay. Also, the second part of The Bangkok Boy is that did everybody see that there was a season 2 announcement? Season 2, everybody. I am dumbly excited. I mean, they left season 1 in a spot that could have a season 2, and the fact that they so quickly announced it is really positive to me. So let's all be excited about that one. Okay, the next big thing is that overnight, well, for me it was overnight, Revamp. GMMTV dropped the trailer for Revamp. And honestly, that is another one that I'm super excited about. Are you guys excited for that? I know that I've seen some commentary about like some of the comedic elements added in, that they're not excited about the fact that comedic elements were added in, but I think they lost focus of all the things that were like action packed, and some of it seemed kind of dark. And honestly, trailers don't tell the story at the end of the day. So I think instead of jumping to conclusions, we should just watch episode 1 first and see what it really is going to be all about. I am for one, super excited because Bone spent so much time writing that script, right? It's been 5 years since he first decided he was going to write a vampire script. And he spent all this time on it and spent all these time developing the characters and who they're going to be. And yeah, I think he definitely deserves a chance. So hopefully we have a lot of fun with that one. That'll be for a future announcement section. It doesn't come out till August 23rd, but still, Saturdays are shaping up to be fun. Also, the third thing that happened overnight was Fort and Pete over from they're the ones who did Love Sea. He dropped a music video, and actually the story in that music video is really well conceived of and well done for a 6-minute short story. So yeah, first music video, he produced it, he wrote the lyrics for it. Super fun song. I don't know, it's worth checking out, especially since he invited Pete to be in it, which I feel like doesn't happen very often with our, BL ships or BL actors, even should I say. They oftentimes, for things outside of the series that they're in, are with women partners for things like music videos and stuff. So that's a little bit different. Oh man. Let me check out the comments here for a second. We have a lot of revamp praise. Katie, I agree. I'm also fine with the comedy, and I think the show will be better than the trailer. And then excited for Rebrand, proud of them. I'll watch it just because it's Bone and Prem. Yeah, yeah. Trailers, I feel like aren't always the best, and I really do. I agree. It's better to watch the story rather than like trust the trailer. All right, so onwards to the series week in review. I'm going to do an overview of everything, and then we're going to get into spoilers. And I'm actually gonna do the overview faster. So for those who maybe don't watch series in real time and don't have as much to say, we'll do it in this format. I'm gonna do an overview so that you guys know what's happening. You guys are welcome to leave after that. And then after that, we'll go into spoilers, and you guys can chat away about it and like go crazy, and we can talk about all of the fun things that happened over the course of the week. And we'll mainly focus on series that ended for the spoiler section, but we can also talk a little bit about the series that began. So that's just an overview of how we're going to do it. So let's get into it. Um, Coming up, we're going to start with the things that are coming up this week. On Friday, August 8th, there's a vertical micro series starting. It's called 21 Days Sunshine. It is a Thai BL on YouTube. College, forced proximity. I don't have a lot of information. Vertical dramas aren't necessarily my thing, but if you watch it and like want to let us know how it went, it'll come back up again later when it's over. I'm going to try to add in more of these series, but I understand, especially the ones that are more readily available. Some series, some micro series are on platforms that are, kind of not as popular yet, I guess, or maybe not available in the United States. And those I may not actually talk about as much. But this one, since it seems to be available on YouTube, was worth mentioning. So yeah, there's that. So that's on Friday. And then on Saturday, this is the big one. There should be a drum roll or something. I should find myself some sound effects. On Saturday, we have Kemjira. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Starting on IQIYI. It is a Thai BL. And I think this one's probably the most highly anticipated show coming out this week. It is about a cursed boy. And so I have notes down here. So if you see me glancing down, that's what that's about. It's a cursed boy, and the only way he can survive. Actually, we don't know the only way he can survive. We just know that he's only supposed to survive till his first birthday, and he goes and he seeks advice from a shaman. So that is Kemjira. Those are the two coming up this week. Lots more coming after that. But that is true, Katie. It is. I should also mention that it is supposed to be horror thriller. I don't know. The preview also gave a little bit of comedy in it, just like they did for Revamp. So there could be some comedic elements in it. It might not be completely terrifying the whole way through. Can you hear me now? Yeah, looks like it's back up again. Sorry, guys. At what point did the sound go out? That's the question. Like, I don't know where it died and where I need to start from again. So let me know where I need to start from again. The sound went out. I changed it. It looks like it's up and running again, but I do need to know what was new this week. All right, awesome. Thanks, Delory Ann. Okay, so this next part we're going to talk about what started this week and what ended this week. And for those two, I'm hoping you guys will let me know, was it worth watching? So, was it worth watching? We're going to start with new releases. And going to start with Just Roommates, which is a Korean BL on YouTube, and it's airing on Fridays. I have not seen it, so if anybody has seen that one or watched episode one, let me know. Is it worth watching? The next one is I'm the Most Beautiful Count, which is a Thai BL on each IQIYI. It's on Fridays. And I know there was some controversy surrounding that one, but I feel like they actually kind of ended up coming on really solid. Um, I know that they were upset by acting choices in Thailand because in the story, the person, the primary love interest is dark skinned, and they chose a light skinned actor and then gave him a tan essentially. So that can't change. That's rough. So if people are boycotting it because of that, it's understandable. And the other main complaint that was set, they took the politics out of the story and set it in a world that doesn't actually exist. Um, so those were the two primary complaints. I feel like they adequately addressed the second one. And even though it's set in another world, they did an okay job with it. I felt it was a political drama, somewhat, as it was. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. See what everybody else thinks. Is it worth watching? I think so. Is it worth watching week to week? Hmm. You might not need to watch it week to week. I will be watching it because I like Supanat. Supanat? I want to pronounce his name correctly. I should listen more closely when I hear them talking. We'll go with Supanet. Supanet. All right, I don't know. Okay. Note to self, do better. Anyway, I'll be watching week to week because I enjoy the fact that we have a more femme actor, not even for more femme actor, more femme character in this series, and I think that's groundbreaking. So I'll be watching it for that. The next one that started is I'm recommending to everybody to watch weekly. I think the conversation around this series is going to be fantastic, and the quality is really high, and that is Shine. Um, the more I learn about it, the more I get excited, and it is a Thai gay drama. I almost said BL, and then I remembered that they are calling it a gay series and not a BL. So it's a Thai gay series, and it's airing on Tencent. It's called Tencent here in the United States, but in other countries it's called WeTV on Saturdays. That one, the conversation is going to be great. Yeah, worth watching for sure. All right, let's see what everybody has to say. I'm the most beautiful count is the right amount of camp that I wanted. That is a very good way to put that. It is definitely the right amount of camp. And then we have beautiful count is a little too over the top for me, but I knew that going in, so I'm giving it a few episodes before deciding. Yeah, I think yeah, it's definitely meant to be that level of camp, a little bit over the top for sure. Shine isn't my genre, but I'm glad people liked it. Shine is so good. Shine is great. Really liked Shine. DeLorean, Cericia, Michelle. Yeah, absolutely. It was just such a fascinating start. I learned some cool things about that series too. Like they also got a fancier camera for it, and you can tell the camera work is higher. And then let's see who is trying to remember, but there's a really famous. Oh yeah, Ryan Tedder. Ryan Tedder was one of the producers for the soundtrack. Everybody, that is correct. If you guys recognize the name, that is the lead singer of One Republic and a really famous singer songwriter here in the United States. So that's also really interesting and kind of cool that that's the case. Okay, we have something about Just Roommates. Just Roommates was the name of their first episode. The series is called Boys Mate and is from Love or Memory YouTube channel. Okay, I thought I saw Just Roommates on all of it, and I got kind of confused. So if it's Boys Mate, I will take your word for it. Um, Again, haven't seen it, don't know how good it is, but you know, well done. The OST is great. I'm so glad they got back Slot Machine. Yes, The Far Side of the Moon is running through my brain 24/7, nonstop. I don't know. I can't seem to make that song go away. So good. So much fun. Okay, and then on Monday, so yesterday, today's Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday, The Proper Way to Write Love started on Gaga Ooh La La with an international release. It was released in Japan earlier this summer, and it is a series that is on. I already said it was on Mondays. Is a series that's bingeable. I almost think I would enjoy more binging it. Um, it's fun. It's got a fun vibe to it, but still, like, it's just one of those series that like would be better in one large dose. I have a feeling. If you guys have a different opinion, let me know. All right, and then the series that ended are Sweetheart Service, which is a Korean BL on YouTube. It's on. Gosh, my brain is having a rough go of it tonight. I am so sorry, everybody. My brain is like, okay. Strongberry. It will come eventually. Sweetheart Service is a Korean BL on Strongberry YouTube channel. It is a full 12 episode series, but episodes are only 20 minutes long. That one is mostly, I would call it a romantic drama. The comedic elements, there were some, but weren't as many as just romantic drama. My Sweetheart Jom ended. It is a Thai BL on YouTube. There are also 12 episodes, but a couple of those episodes are full movie length, and all of them are at least 50 to 60 minutes long. That one is an interesting combination of action and comedy. The ending was a little rough, but overall, I was fairly entertained. It is super slow burn. They do portray an age gap. There's a lot of people who weren't sure they ever made it out of the zone, but I think the actors did a good job of what they were given, and that overall the editing and the cinematography was pretty good. The next one is The Next Prince. The Next Prince is a Thai BL on IQIYI. It is also, from what I understand, slated to release on YouTube. I don't know when that release is starting, but I know it's supposed to come out on YouTube. It might not be coming out on YouTube in uncut form though. It is 14 episodes long. It is, again, there's some episodes that are full movie length. The final episode is over an hour and 30 minutes long. And yeah, that was a fun plot. Okay. So there's the overview. There is the overview. All right, let's see what we have in the comments from the overview. I watched Sweetheart Service and it started well and then just got boring and a bit stupid. Okay. That is an opinion that's useful on this channel, right? We get like all these opposing viewpoints. Sweetheart Service was a very sweet series. Okay. See, opposing viewpoints, love it. Strongberry gets a chance, absolutely. Katie, I agree with you. I was disappointed by how the series progressed after the start. We need Choco Milkshake spinoff for the cat human. That is accurate. I enjoyed My Sweetheart John way more than I thought I would. That's a good way to put it, DeLorean. Really liked The Next Prince, but had issues with the finale. Okay, all right. So, from here on out, we have spoiler alert, and we get to like bring it all on. So all of the series I mentioned are the ones we'll talk about. If you haven't seen some of them, if you don't like spoilers, then I'll see you next time. You got your overview. But if you don't mind spoilers and want to have a nice chat, let's go. From now on, spoilers are welcome. I lost track of you. You came in, you said just in time for the spoilers. I didn't think the female character was needed in Sweetheart Service. Fair, 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 fair. Okay. So, The Next Prince ending thoughts. I saw somebody who kind of gave an overview thought of the ending, but I thought we could get into the nitty gritty details if you'd like. The Next Prince. All right, let's talk about what was done well. Since I don't necessarily want to dwell on too much on the things that I thought could be improved upon, I thought the acting was really well done in The Next Prince. I thought the cinematography was beautiful. The set design, absolutely beautiful. Costume design, amazing. The editing and soundtrack were also really good. Like everything about it was amazing. But I agree that the storyline for me personally, anyways, um, could have used a little bit more. That's where it fell apart for me. I was outraged at Ava's plot line. I felt like that could have been handled differently, and I wish. And I don't know. Some people might disagree with me on this, but I actually wish that Ramil and Peitai, like Ramil's storyline, since he was like that group, if you will, were the second main faction in the series. I wish they'd gotten more airtime so we'd have gotten a better developed story there. But they did a lot well, so not going to dwell too closely on what I feel could have been done a little differently. For me, The Next Prince goes into the mid category. Not great, not terrible, just a show that I watched. Okay, Katie, the costumes were cool. Yes. He reads that I watched it on 2 times speed, agreed acting, cinematography, etc. The writing, not so much. Ava had such potential. Sigh. Yeah. Basically, it slowed down from family for Ramil and Peitai. They should have expanded their story. Oh, okay, you guys are with me then. I don't know. That story to me was fascinating too. It felt like it was supposed to be 2 or 3 stories interwoven more equally, and they just kind of left some on the side. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What can you say? Like maybe part of it is that we had such high expectations for it. Since we've been waiting so long. I don't know. I loved to see New's growth in acting. He's really fun to watch now. True. Yes, New had a lot of growth as an actor, and I do love to see that as well. Bravo, sir. Well played. The acting was great. Love that they had more story, but I think they tried to include too many romances, so the 3 other couples didn't really get a full ending. Yeah, yeah, they might have taken on too much for 14 episodes. That's possible. I do have to say, for writers though, that it's hard. It's hard, right? For those who write, you know how hard it is. Like the hardest thing that I find is trying to weave together multiple plots, or it, and I have never tried to weave in more than one romance into a plot because how I just can't even imagine how hard it would be to keep track of it all. It's hard enough to keep track of one main romance plot. Like trying to keep track of 3 or 4 would be really, really challenging. So I just got to keep practicing at the end of the day, right? What would be really exciting is to see the growth of the writing team. I think for Domandi, we're not going to just enjoy seeing the growth of the actors and the people doing the sound and everything. I think we're also going to enjoy seeing the growth of the writing team. All right. So, I have a little this or that for the next prince. There are only a few of them, but I thought they were cute. So, the first this or that question, um, who would you choose as your guard, the person who's with you all the time, Petai or Sharan? Which one would you choose? For me, between those two, I would choose, I don't know, both are loyal. All right, Sharan, I think he just has maybe more fighting skills. I would look, but Petai is just such a sweet man. Both are sweet though. All right, I'm gonna go with Sharan for me. This for that one, I'll go with Sharan. Uh, then let's see. Yeah, from the fandom aspect, they cater too much to the New and Z fan base. That's sometimes I think that's happened a few times now, right? Like foregoing on if that's the case. Like we don't know for sure, right? We will never know unless they come out and say something. But if that's the case, then I don't know. It's possible. You could see how that was the case. I knew Kenan would win because there was no way Ramil's father would actually be king, but I wish we knew Ramil's life would actually get better. That's fair. Peitai was adorable and a good dude. True. Peitai just because he's got a pure heart. Oh my goodness. I love it. I was not expecting that. Everyone's like, yes, Peitai. Okay. Fun. I love it. Love it, love it. All right. The next one, royalty or ordinary citizen? Would you rather be royalty or an ordinary citizen? In this world, by the way, let's qualify that. In the world of that the next prince is set in, would you rather be royalty or ordinary? And I honestly, I almost am leaning towards royalty. Just let's change things. That particular country could use some modernization in some of its stances politically. So yeah, I choose royalty. Ordinary, hands down. Ordinary. Okay, okay, love it. Ordinary citizen with the royalty budget. Oh snap! Look, yep, fantastic. All right, and my final little this or that question. Fencing. Would you rather be a fencer, like proficient, a master, or would you rather be an archer? And I definitely, after having watched that series, would rather be an archer. Bows and arrows all the way. Michelle, also both royalty because you read my thoughts. Well, okay. I gotcha. And then Michelle, royalty like the third or fourth in line. Okay. Ha. Archery. I'm an archer. Yeah. Who wants to be a fencer, anyways? Although, if I got a real sword and it was like, and I know this wasn't really what it was like in real life, history lessons tell us that in real life, those swords were really heavy and the armor is really heavy, and all of these Hollywood depictions are just BS. But I'll go the Hollywood version, like fighting with a real sword. Something I did as a kid. It would be fun. Archer for sure. Then again, I did also shoot bow and arrow when I was a kid too. So you want to be far away from pointy things. Michelle, that's awesome. Me, ordinary citizen, but I'm surprised Kanin gave up his title based on how much he wanted to help. Who is managing his home region now that his father is king? It's true. Oh my goodness. All right, that was fun. So, on a side on a side note, I finished Knockout this week and agree with everybody who said it was great. Um, I don't know. Knockout had some like, or really, I was trying to think, what's the ending? The ending had, okay, mind you, I didn't watch the special episode, so this is just the ending of the final episode. I feel like we just had a really sweet ending, right? But they had like a solid action plot leading up to that ending, and I liked the final boxing match. That's true. The final boxing match worked well. All right, we're still on the next prince here in the chat, and we have an implementing democracy to the region. Actually, also, I think that's true. I think the in one of the final scenes, the canon is like keep your promise, um, give the power to the people, something like that, and they agree on it. So I do think they're implementing democracy. Liked knockout, solid all the way through. See, knockout was one of the ones that I put on hold because there were so many Friday shows. And I was watching the Bangkok Boy at the time on Saturdays, which in my very very humble opinion has a bit of a stronger plot than Knockout. And I had overflow of action series. That's why I also put Pit Babe on hold. I only chose basically one action series for the weekend. But yeah, Knockout ended up having a nice strong ending, which is cool. All right. Oh, what time is it? What have we got going here? 6:34. I went through that pretty fast. All right. I kind of want to talk about Shine a little bit. I just got sick of all the sex scenes in Knockout. They just chuck them in there wherever. Ah, true. Let's just, uh, they're everywhere. I enjoyed Knockout as Bangkok Boy with a tiny bit less darkness. That's fair. I was in full darkness mode, I guess. I just went for the one. Um anyway, Shine. Has anybody seen episode 1 of Shine? Because like who has anybody seen it, and did anybody else feel the need to like go was it just me that felt the need to understand a little bit more about Thai history for that? To like appreciate it more? I don't think they had enough NC scenes. Oh my goodness. You know what? Like, I remember one week this summer when there was an NC scene every day. I was like, what world am I living in? The music was great. Shine was really good. Yeah, I wanted, like, I liked how it was, there was a lot of low light shooting. You could tell the quality of the camera by the fact that there was low light shooting. And I also liked that the parts that were actually in Paris, from what I understand, they actually shot in Paris, which is really cool. I liked that the guy playing the piano, the major general, the uncle of our main actor, Trin. I like that he was actually playing the piano. That was pretty cool. He applied a skill apparently that he'd had since he was a kid, which is cool. What else did I like? The student protests was interesting. The all these high like military names were interesting, and then I just found out that it was like a military run government at the time, so that all makes sense now. I'm interested to see where they are going. Nothing about it was predictable. No, absolutely not. Okay, so the final scene with the basically they're on a trip, right? They're having some fun. They're at a hippie party. They are on a trip. The camera work in that scene was super fun. I was like feeling it a little bit myself, to be honest, because I was like, wait a second, what just happened? Super cool. I don't know. And the way they kept using the song as a I don't know, the song title and as a catalyst really for the show, The Far Side of the Moon. The Far Side of the Moon was like basically what episode 1 was all about. Like we're seeing a different world from the one Trin is used to at the end of the day. And he's being confronted with things that he didn't think he was going to be. So that was kind of fun. Shine was excellent. I enjoyed it. I waited until Sunday to watch it because I was in a negative headspace most of the weekend. I'm glad that you started feeling better on Sunday, Yuritsa. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, all right. I don't know. Is this going to be short today? People don't have a lot to say about the next prince. I thought there would be more. I don't have as much to say because, like, you know how I am. I like keeping things as positive as much as possible and not going negative on a series. So interesting to see this time period in Thailand. We see it all the time here in the US. That is true. All the protests and political aspects remind me of my home country, similar issues, but I was a child during all military unrest in Colombia. Interesting, actually. I I feel like, from what I understand of Thai history, this was a point in time where there was a lot of poverty, where capitalism was running rampant, and the income gap was expanding, and uh, leave it to the college students to kind of be the rebels. I feel like we see that everywhere. Even in like it's always the college kids who are rebelling, right? Or protesting or wanting to make things better. I don't know if it's because they still have rosy colored glasses and they think the world can be a better place more than we do here as older adults or what, but it does seem to be that way. Mm. T and P. I didn't like Ava stepping down from the competition, but didn't want her father to rule. So, Teresa, that is fair. I I feel like I feel like I feel like we got a disservice to her character. I honestly wish that she'd like because we had three competitors for this fencing competition. I feel like all three competitors should have had their story fully told. Ava, I don't know if she had a love story, but that would have been a cool thing to have. Three love stories from the three main competitors, and how it's woven together via competition. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's it. Looking forward to the next Prince every week, but the finale was kind of weird, right? Yep, pretty much covers it. Ah, yeah, like we never expected Ava to win, but she pushed so hard to be included. They tried to do way too much and literally lost the plot. They didn't completely lose the plot. I feel like Canon and Sharan's love story was completed. So the main romance was completed, at least. At least I thought it was completed adequately. I enjoyed Sharan finally figuring out what he wanted and following Kenan. So at least that was there, right? Guys, okay, I can't say anymore. If I do, we are like down a less positive rabbit hole. And what if somebody on that team watches us, right? I don't know. Things will get better. Seriously, no line of succession for the other regions, really? Right? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Till next time, everybody. Oh, by the way, I'm thinking Shine is. I was thinking I have the Bangkok Boy. I'm analyzing it and reviewing episodes, but it's behind a paywall mostly, right? But I think I'm going to do Shine for free. Hopefully, I'm saying that now, and I'm using the word I think just in case I don't find time. But I'd like to do Shine for free for everybody. So yeah, keep eyes on social for that. And that's all I have today, guys. Ah, all right, let's see what everybody has to end it. Would have liked more of R and P and C and J instead of a full 18-minute sex scene. You got me saying words that may or may not get this killed on I can't help but read it all the way through though. They should take notes. Good Night Partner premiered on Gaga last week. It's a really well crafted short story I recommend. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Michelle, for reminding me of that. We watched Partner over the weekend. It was really good. Check it out. Excellent short story. Good night, everybody. Boys Mate first episode was a bit confusing. I will look forward to watching the next episode when the watchers, have risen to the occasion. All right. Good to know that Boys Mate is confusing. Maybe it'll be better binged. You'll have to keep us updated. And I will chat with you all next week. Bye, everybody. Heart. Love chatting with you all. Have a good night.